In this image, we can see a very abstracted sculpture. It looks like this could potentially be carved out of maybe styrofoam, just due to the styrofoam block that it is mounted on. With those similar colors, it appears that the actual form itself might have been carved from a similar styrofoam piece. Overall, this whole image feels very organic. We have a lot of curvilinear forms, and I like the use of some negative space here as well in how these forms sort of curve around each other as the whole piece sort of comes in toward the center where there might be what could be seen as maybe a neck. You have some space hollowed out on the sides as well as in the front lower portion of the piece. So it sort of gives an image of maybe to almost humans or just some sort of organic forms embracing or dancing, just kind of moving and twisting together. So in this front form that is closer to the viewer, you can see what might be perceived as legs, and those lead up to a neck and head, and then that form is perhaps carrying or dancing with another more organic form. Overall, it is a very smoothed out piece, so there are not any rough spots of texture. There are not any sharp edges or corners. The whole thing is very rounded, very smoothed. It seems like the artist took a lot of time to ensure that every inch of this was touched by sandpaper and really paid attention to make sure that everything was smoothed out. I think it does kind of accentuate those negative spaces as well, just because you don't have any awkward spots jutting out anywhere. The whole piece feels very balanced, even though it is asymmetrical and overall very abstracted. So there's nothing in nature that I can think of that this would be modeled after. So the idea that it's maybe two organic forms of some sort, maybe two people embracing or moving together, is just my own interpretation of it. Again, there's not really anything I can think of that this would emulate outside of that. It seems like the artist wanted to maybe play on some themes of intimacy, just with how these forms are twisted together. Again, it seems like they could be embracing, they could be dancing, one could be carrying the other. Either way, the whole thing just feels very gentle, very tender. There's a lot of care within these forms, as well as care given by the artist to really ensure that this whole thing came together with a lot of good technique. So a lot of effort put into this, and I think that these forms moving together just carries through that idea of care and gives that feeling to the viewer as well.